let's rap then. No cap, I'm captain. Bands elastic, the racks are wrapped in. See through plastic, the camera's flashing. We live that life. 4-piece suit, she say I look so dashing. And I came to die on my lap where I placed a napkin. This ain't just rapping, it's a lifestyle you can't match with. Let's rap, get you tapped in.
Kick back on them in the whip that's foreign. Drip drop on them with a chick that's gorgeous.
All right, we got another episode of Let's Rap. Thanks for tuning in. Today we got with us my man Sticky Jack.
What's going on?
Appreciate for you to be here.
You already
Appreciate
know.
it.
Much respect for having me, brother.
Absolutely. So, just like we always do, we want to kind of get to know who Sticky Jack is. We want to get to know a little bit about his style. So, first of all, let's just kind of start off with, how did you get started?
Oh, shit. I got started just, high school, just, shit, it's bad to say, but skipping class, being out there, smoking blunts with the homies, and, just kicking some rhymes and shit. Like,
Right.
this is how a lot of people start, honestly, just with the homies, just spitting some bars and shit. And, it just turned in from there. It turned into, homie had a microphone at his house, so, yo, you want to come over and spit some bars and shit? Yeah, let's go get it, right? So, just going through beats, rapping, making whatever tracks, right? And, those are just all oldies, beginner shit, warm up. And then from there, it just was like, all right, people told me that some of the tracks were nice. Maybe I should rap. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna just rap then. So I went, bought my own little microphone, USB microphone, laptop, and started cooking, right? Learned a little mixing. That's pretty much how I started.
Right.
Pretty much.
And then in regards to like when you started, when did you first listen to yourself and be like, yo, I'm actually nice? Like when did that kick in for you?
Honestly, from the beginning. Like when I first heard my shit, I was like, yo, this is fire. Like,
Right.
I'm probably not fire, like now that I go back and listen to it. But at the time, I was like, yo, this shit is fucking hard. Like, I was like, there's nobody, I'm gonna go back to school, bump this shit for everybody, and be nice with it, right? And didn't really go back and show everybody at school, right? But in my head, I was like, yo, I'm nice as fuck, like, and these tracks was fire. I'll show my boys like, yo, these are heat, right? Some, not every one of them were, obviously, and the quality was pretty ass, so you can't really get the full enjoyment of it, right?
Well, it's like a starting place, right? You start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So who did you listen to growing up during that time where you're like, okay, this MC is like making me want to rap? Like who are your influences?
Honestly, AZ. You know AZ?
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
So AZ had me when I first, it was Big L and Biggie, the original people that made me start to try to put a pen down and try to do things. But when I heard AZ, like that shit just like blew my mind. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? This shit is so lyrical and
smooth. Like
it's smooth. His style is like, it's so unique. It's crazy, right? So I was penning trying to be like AZ, and I was like, yo, I really want to like try to make some sick bars, right? And it's just a good feeling when you actually be just writing and you get a good bar out and you're like, ooh, in your head, and you're just like, oh, this shit is hard. And from there is like there's other little influences in my rap, like J. Cole, right? I got a hold of J. Cole around the 2015 time. I was a bit late, but when I caught on, I went and ran everything. I became like the biggest fan. I wouldn't stop playing the motherfucker, and I was just like, yo, like, and then you just listen to a bunch of artists, you kind of get your own little vibe, and then it may be like little copycat at first, but you grow into yourself, like, So, and I think it's important to actually like try to mimic shit, because then it could actually help yourself get better.
And study the craft.
Exactly.
So when you break down your music, are you more lyrical? And then what kind of beats do you normally like going with?
Honestly, recently I've been doing more melody music, not so much rap. Like I still be rapping on the songs, but some of the songs, like most of the hooks now we're singing, they're feel good music. I have some R&B songs even, but majority of the time, like I am a rapper first. I like to rap on hip hop beats and shit like that. I'll rap on trap beats too. It just calls for more lyrical shit from me. So, or maybe not a catchy song, but like honestly, I just try to be different on like every time I try to go pen something down, I try to make it different than the last song. So if I wrote something that was singing on this one, I'll go straight rapping in this one a hard beat.
Right.
And then I don't want to do that on the next one, so I might go and switch it on a smooth little hip hop, like lo-fi sound beat and rap some smooth bars on there and sing or whatever I might do, right? And shit like that still.
Right. So what makes like, obviously because you do the production as well, you do all that yourself, which is dope. What makes a good song to you? So like when you're in the booth, you're cooking up, what makes you go, okay, this is fire? Like what gives you that?
The sound, the mix has to be right. The little things have to be right? Like I know it's every single song that I am willing to record for myself or anybody, right? I know it's gonna be a good song. I know what I can do to it, right? And I have to have that in mind every single time that I do it, because if I don't, then I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go by it and just go. But the mix is important to it, right? Like it actually creates a good feel to the song, especially like, and a lot of people listen to music in headphones, right? They don't be listening to it out loud on the train, so they're in headphones all the time, and you gotta make good, appealing music in headphones. You gotta learn your panning, you gotta learn all that good shit. So really, the mixes and you know, you could have a really grimy, hard sound and something that someone may not want to listen to, but if it sounds good, right, they might listen to it for a minute, and even if they don't like it at all, if it sounds good and it's mixed really good,
Yeah.
they'll listen to it for a minute and be like, you know what, well, some people are just judgmental and hateful, and fuck this shit,
course.
right? But like, the person with respect would be like, yo, I appreciate what they're doing, it's not my shit, but it sounds good, keep it going, and he's probably doing something with it, right? And yeah, real shit.
So if you're doing the production side and somebody's doing music in front of you, like what kind of things, like what's the hardest part for you to give them like criticism and be like, bro, like that wasn't that good, or this wasn't, because it's their art form, right? And you know what it's like being an artist too. Like for yourself, like what would you say? How
you just gotta go at it from like an artist point. So like, because I'm an artist and I know what I would want to hear from criticism, I try to be like approaching it nicely, like, yo, I know you could do that better. Like that was fire, but I know like you could record that better. I know you could hit this pocket better. I know you could hit that melody better. I know we could get that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and it's more of a motivational thing. It's not try to put them down like, yo, bro, like we done this 80 times. Like, nah, it's, bro, we're gonna get it. Let's get it, right? And I know you could do it. I know you could do it. So we're gonna do this right now.
Right.
And boom, and you know I feel like it helps for the people around me, right? And I feel like that helped for the people that told me things like that, right? So.
And what kind of artists have you worked with? Like you work with?
Mainly rappers.
Rappers, okay.
Right. I've had a couple singers. All right. Auto-tune rappers. Not that I'm saying anything wrong with auto-tune rappers. I do the shit myself sometimes, right? But yeah, different kinds of artists that do different music, hard hip hop, grimy, raspier voices.
Right.
You got people with clean, nice singing voices. I actually had someone come to the booth and was holding their hand in front of their face and recording. I was like, well, I tried to mix and made it nice. I told him, yo, homie, you gotta move your hand. But shout out, homie. Yo, it all really comes down to what the guy behind the computer is doing, right? Because like, you may like an artist may sometimes go to the studio, and if the engineer behind the computer doesn't know, they might be thinking, oh, my shit is not nice, and right, but it's nah, bro, you nice, it's just the guy that's working your computer needs to be a bit nicer. So I'm not like putting down any producers even, because there is some fire shit out of the city, bro. Like it's crazy. Like some of the shit I hear is like, yo, I'd be in the studio like listening to that and then have to tweak it to sound like that, like, you know, on that level, because that's what's being heard and put to the front. So I'm like, it has to sound quality wise like that, like, you know. I try to make it like that every time I'm behind a computer.
Right. So let me ask you this question: do Drake or Tori? Who do you go to if you were to pick one? And I always ask everybody just to get their opinions, you know, just because based on what you were just talking about the sound, right? I feel like Tori's sound is so different from Drake's. Although people say it's the same, so I don't know.
I mean, yo, 40's an animal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
40's an animal, bro. Like, what's that? Life is Good with Future, bro.
Oh yeah.
That shit has a billion views, but every time it popped up and I heard Drake's come in instantly, like working on a weekend, like it sounds amazing. Like, it's a hard question still.
That's exactly.
I would have to go with Drake because that's the one I just gave the example for. I can't really I can give examples for Tory Lanez, but I'm just gonna stick with Drake because it's big dog.
Oh, of course,
it's big dog.
And just in regards to the finances and doing what you do, right? What kind of budgets do you have to kind of, or how much money do you need to invest in yourself to do this kind of thing?
I mean, not really much, yo. You just honestly, you spend a couple racks. You spend $2,000. $2,000, you'll have the setup that I have right now. Literally. Like, you pay $2,000, you'll have everything that I have, maybe even more. Honest. I got a little Audio Technica mic. Shit costs like, I don't know the exact name of it, but it's like $4 or some shit. Then I got the Steinberg interface, right? And I got just regular HP laptop. And I got a keyboard. I don't really even use it that much. I do, but not often. I'm trying to think of what make it is. I'm like slipping in my head.
No, it's all good.
But
yeah,
no,
just curious to know how much those type of things
no,
cost.
like 2 racks. Like 2 racks, you have a nice little decent studio set up in your own spot, and yeah, you don't got to worry about ever having to go to another spot again. All you have to do is just learn. You have to take the time. Like, if you're willing to go out and buy the shit, you have to take the time, man. You can't just let it sit there. You have to work on it, even though it sounds poo at the beginning. At the beginning, I'm telling you, you just have to just work on it. Like,
Right.
And it's the only way to get better from it. So.
And then in terms of like, you know, artists today and not having to be signed to a major label, what kind of advice do you give to people that think they need to get signed to a label? Do you need to, or can you stay independent based off what you said and getting your own equipment and kind of just doing it yourself?
You can stay independent, but I mean, like, it's back and forth. For me, myself, I'm saying I would stay independent. The only way I get signed is if I get my fan base popping, right, and they reach out to me and ask me to sign me, but I'm gonna have to negotiate my shit properly. I'm not signing right away. I'm gonna keep building, make a super leverage against the label to better myself a deal in a partnership rather than working for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's better for an artist to, especially in these times, especially in we're in the 2021 shit now. Like, we're in a whole new generation. So buy the equipment instead of, like, if you think about your studio time, that shit costs anywhere from $25 to $50, $100 an hour even sometimes, right? And you go to the studio 3 times a week, right? And you've been there for 3 hours a day. That's gonna accumulate a couple months of that. You could have your own shit in your house. You never have to go pay that motherfucker again.
That's true. Very true.
Ever again. So.
And I think that's dope advice, man. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people feel like I need all this stuff,
Like, yo, I'm one of the guys in the studio that has people come through and pay me sometimes, right? But I'm never, like, encouraging them to always, here. You go explore your shit. You go get your shit. Go learn it yourself. I want you to, right? Like even my boy Joey, I told him, like, yo, you're gonna be mixing the track, like, soon, yo. You next track, yo, you gonna mix that. I'm gonna sit behind you and you gonna mix that. So the people that are around and actually with me, I'm trying to push that onto them too. It's like, yo, let's build something crazy, right? And we're on to that right now. Like,
Right.
we're getting everybody clicking into that. So, and that's a good feeling still.
Absolutely. So in regards to your most recent project, what's your most recent project?
My most recent project is Truth Tape 2. Now, the Truth Tapes is all the beats from the Truth Tapes are specifically made by my homie Truth Willis.
Go get those, the Truth Tapes.
Truth Tapes. Truth Tape 2. Truth Tape 3 coming soon. Hella soon.
Right.
Hella soon. So, yeah, he's a producer I was fucking with for a few years, and I was like, yo, this guy's hard. I was like very persistent. At least I feel like I was persistent on him liking his shit, commenting, messaging him, yo, I want some, right? Like, yo, this shit's fire. And this is really before, because I only made beats from 2019 on, right? I've always done the vocals, but from 2019 on is when I started actually making beats. So it was around, like, I had messaged them around 2015, 2016, right? Around the time I really started going hard with music. And I was like, yo, like, need some beats. These shits is fire. I'll send some guap, yo. Let's do it, right? And he's like, yo, hold the pack, right? So I started going with that. And then, you know, linked back up past year or so, and we're just clicking on all cylinders. His beats is better than ever. I feel like my tracks is better than ever, and we're just slapping these bitches out.
So what are some of your favorite tracks on the project?
Truth Tape 2, I feel like my favorite track is Colors, because I was feeling ways, and I just wrote a track, and I was just like, yo, you just gotta go listen.
Go check that out. Colors. Go check
Colors
that out.
on all streaming platforms. Truth Tape 2. But yeah, no, like it was just real. Like it was like not that any of the other ones ain't real, but it was just that one and Out of Control. They're both very on the same topic and vibe, right? And it's the truth. It's how I be feeling. So that's why I really be feeling like that. Those two songs are the ones of my favorites on that.
All right, we will check those out for sure. And then just in regards to obviously when you get in the lab, what inspires you to start writing? You know? Like what gets you like, let me start cooking?
It's just a beat. It's just a beat. I gotta hear a fire beat. That's it. I got it. Or it could be that, or it could be it could be that, or it could be I was listening to some fire fucking music, and I was like, yo, I wanna bump some of that. I wanna go make some music. Like, just instantly get inspired off of just as an artist, or if I just hear a beat and I hear a melody in my head and I'm singing and I gotta just find a word for it. As soon as I find the word, I'm in the phone, I'm writing. I'm going at it, and then next thing you know, I'm an hour later, I'm done the first verse, I'm fucking going on to the second, and it's like it's actually a good feeling. So, like all that shit is this whole shit is fun to me, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, everyone has their process, so that's why I was curious to know what your process was. And then in regards to like, if you're in the booth, and I asked the last couple of people that I was with, if you're in the booth, right, and obviously because you're doing both and you're seeing artists all the time, if you see somebody that gets lyrics or from somebody else, how do you feel about that? Like, do you still have respect for them, like ghostwriting type thing? Like, would you go like, I don't know about that guy, it's kind of shaky, like, or do you go, it's a part of artwork? No, or is it, you know what I mean? I don't know.
If you're a rapper, no. If you're a rapper, no. Hell no. If you're a singer, that's okay.
Right.
If you're a female singer that like a Beyonce, Rihanna's, and they don't write their songs. Maybe they have a couple lyrics that they wrote, but to fix up the song that they're singing, but it's an artist that's outside the room that's writing that for them. So, but rappers, like, I don't know. Like, that's why that whole Quentin Miller and Drake thing.
That's what I'm saying, right? I think that's a debate all the time.
But it wasn't even like he wrote the whole song. He just got a credit because he helped him with a couple lines, right? Now, I understand helping a line sometimes. Like, if you see somebody in the studio and their line is a bit over much lyrics or something like that.
Yeah.
You could just, you know, give some insight or advice or maybe just an example of like, yo, you could say it like that even, right? And it's their bar still, right? But like all of that is okay, but I feel like writing the whole 16 and then them getting a reference track and you have to try to spin it like that, nah, like that's some whole next level shit. Like
Right.
that's unacceptable for a rapper. If it's a dude's making a track for a girl, that's a whole different story, right? Because singers and rap, hip hop was your story, your shit, right? The industry was singing and shit, so you get the top best songwriters. The hip hop came, it's your lyrics, it's your story, it's your shit.
Right.
So yeah. So no, 100%, no one's ever writing for me.
Hey, respect that.
Ever.
And I think you have to if you love the art form, like you said. Like,
Ever.
why wouldn't you want to write your own?
Ever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, real shit.
So in today's music, like, are you more into because obviously, like you said, you sing a lot of different artists. Are you more into the melodies? Are you more into the hardcore rap? Like, what do you like?
Well, I know the girls like the melodies. The girls love the melodies. They love them, right? And I'll tell you something. Like, I'm kind of doing it strategic. I'm staying true to me at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it strategic where I know that the females like the music a lot, and females buy music.
That's a fact.
Mans don't buy music.
That's a
mans
fact.
be around the girls, and girls be playing some music, and mans catch on and be like, yo,
Yeah.
and then they're checking out the music videos, and they get their taste from the shorties. Yo, don't let these
That's a
mans
fact.
play you.
That's a
Yo,
fact.
this girl took my whole
That's a
black
fact.
track playlist. No, bro, you stole hers. Like, stop capping. Yeah, but fuck yo, what was the question again? My bad, yo.
Just in regards to what you like more, the hard rap, the melodies, like what you're into.
Yeah. Honestly, melodies, smooth melodies. I like even just on the beats a smooth melody. I like the vocal to be a smooth melody. Like even if it's not singing, like you know, like 50 Cent, Many Men.
Yep.
Many Men,
Mm-hmm.
where's death? It's a melody. So, like yeah, soft, smooth melodies, like
Do you think?
shit like that.
Do you think auto-tune is played out? And I asked this question a couple of times. What do you think?
It depends on how it's used. It depends. Like, I think some of the glitchy stuff, like the super tweaked auto tune that like you could hear the auto tune,
Right.
is super played out. I feel maybe sometimes because I have a couple that are like that. So it really depends. Like, it depends on what kind of like. Maybe sometimes I might hear a song that's too similar to another one, and I might be like, like yeah, it's too much of that,
Right.
you know. But maybe there's more of that than there is actual lyricism, right? Like, sometimes I hear some like actual lyrics and bars happening inside these flows that they have, right? But some of it maybe played out, but. I mean, if you feel comfortable doing that, go right ahead, yo. Because you never know what you could create. If you feel like it's right and that you should be doing that, do that shit.
Right.
100%. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise.
And you be the person sometimes be able to sit there because you see artists in front of you. Do you feel like if somebody's too bar heavy, it's too much in order to get marketing and get people to kind of pay attention? Do you think too many bars is too much sometimes?
Nah, I don't think so. It depends. It really all depends, man. It depends on like, if the beat is a soft hit beat, right, and you're just barring out on it, maybe so, right? Because you should have maybe did something else with that beat, and you should have maybe had a melody or some shit that maybe is catchy part of the song, right? Like, because hip hop, like everybody loves great music,
Yeah.
right? No matter who you are, you love great music. Not everybody likes rap, not everybody likes singing, but everyone likes great music. So.
Right.
If you could like get to a middle ground at it, I feel like people would be alright.
How do you feel about samples and using samples on the beat?
I use samples all the time. All the time. I have maybe like 2 original beats. Real shit. Real shit. I'm not lying. They're all samples.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
And it's fun. It's fun because sometimes you get some high fast shit,
Right.
and you slow it down, and it's like some vibe. You get to put the heavy kicks on it, clap, all that fire shit, and then the whole room is vibing, and everyone's bumping to it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, this shit is nuts!
Yeah.
Like, what did you just do in like 10 minutes?"
Nice.
Like, you know, so. Instead of having to sit there, but sometimes, you know, sampling takes a long time to even find the right sample. You be going through like, click, no, that's not it, click, no, fuck no, click,
Right.
click, and when you hear it, and then you just go at it, right? And I don't know, man, sampling is hella fun.
Absolutely.
It's hella fun.
So let me ask you this challenge question: Timberland or Pharrell?
Timberland.
Why? Why you say Timberland?
I like the bops that he has on his beats, like the certain tempos and the certain, like his off patternness almost, like he's so unique where he would put certain drums.
Yeah.
Like
Nasty.
it's like the snare wouldn't be like on the regular, it'd be like over here, but it would still flow to a right flow, like, you know what I mean? And like it's so unique and it's his own style. So it's like, and I mean, they both have their own styles, but it has to be Timberland for me still.
Right.
Like if you were to ask me Scott Storch,
Oh, he's nice too. Nasty.
and Timberland, I would be sitting here for an hour, like, what the fuck did he just ask
And
me?
then what about Alchemist? Then you got like
Alchemist
Alchemist is like you gotta put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Disgusting. Like we have to put him in there for sure. But you know, I think he's a little underrated. And he's older too.
He's super underrated.
Yeah.
I'd put like Primo and Primo in there definitely too. Fuck man, holy shit.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because if you said AZ and that's who you rock with,
Yeah.
and you go back,
Yeah.
you're right. Like you could go like these guys are like unique in their own world. You know what I mean?
Yup. It's wild, man. Fuck.
So in regards to the song, what do you think is more important, the bars or the hook? Now in today's world, today's rap world, for you, is it the hook or is it the bars, or the song? Not even bars, just the song.
I feel like the hook has always been the most important part.
Right.
Out of all times of music, because it's the catchy part of the song. It's supposed to be the main part of the song. It's the title of the song, all that shit. So it has to be the hook. Your hook has to be the best, right? Doesn't mean you can slack off on your verse. Don't slack off on your verse. Go extra hard on your verse because that's important too. It'd be like make motherfuckers want to think that the verses are more important than the hook.
Right.
But realistically, the hook is more important. What takes more time for some people is the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Writing the bars out, because you write the hook, you got this idea in your head, but now you gotta stay on topic the whole way through your verse.
Right.
Right? So for an artist, it may be the verse. For the fans, it's the hook.
Right.
I feel like that. I feel like it's the artist cares more about the verse. It's more important for the verse, and the fans like the hook.
Absolutely. And just in regards to albums nowadays, do you think albums should have more than like 7, 8 tracks on it, or should it be
Albums? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your format. You would tell somebody like eight songs, solid tracks.
Yeah, I would say anywhere from, well, like mixtapes could be anything.
Right.
Mixtapes, little projects could be anything. EPs. Well, if I call it an EP, it has to be like 5, 6 songs.
Right.
If it's a mixtape, it could be from fucking 5 to 25
Yeah, like
songs.
back in the day, like 20, 30 songs on the thing, you know what I mean?
An album, a nice album nowadays, I would say push it to maybe 10 to 15 songs. I feel like that's a nice barrier. Like you can go anywhere 11, 12, 13, 14, but 10 to 15, I think that's a nice, like, yo, when I do my album, I'm aiming for 14 tracks, right? So, and I look at a lot of track lists and things like that. Some of them are long as shit, and I notice that people don't listen to the whole fucking
That's what I was saying, like
it's only the first couple songs,
Right.
so like you want it, like this shit has to be incredible.
and it's from the jump, right? It's got to catch them from the opening.
From the
Yeah,
opening,
yeah.
the very first song has to smack you in the face and be like, motherfucker, yo, you might even want to rewind the first song
Right.
and then go on to the next one and be like, yo, I gotta see what else, like track 18 might even be the one, you know?
Right. So just in regards to like Sticky Jack, what can we look for? What are you doing for the future? You know what I mean?
True Tape 3 coming hella soon.
All right.
I'm dropping the single, Real Life. That's coming very soon too. And then singles throughout the whole year as I done again. I'm working on my album, like I just said, aiming for 14 tracks. I already got a rough skeleton of it. Some of the songs are out there. You could actually maybe hear it and look and see if I produced it, and maybe it might be on, because my album's going to be fully me. So, and
Right.
True Tape 3 is obviously my boy Truth Willis.
All right.
And that's about it.
All right, man. I want to thank you for being here again. We
Much
appreciate
respects,
it.
bro. Much
Absolutely. And like I said, go check _Sticky Jack.
Check that.
Instagram. Truth Tape 3 coming out. And we'll stay tuned, and definitely we'll try to do this again.
You already know.
All right. All right, we're back again. The corner. We got my boy Sticky Jack about to come and kill it. Do your thing, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. How many rhymes till I'm legendary? How much time till I'm dead and buried? So much on my mind, I look into my head, it's scary. So tired, all the stress I wasn't meant to carry. Ahead of many, but my ego doesn't change a bit. Sipping Henny, bust a deagle, put a flame to it and get high. Once I realized that every day is this, all I try to do is make it in this life. Fill a page and hit the mic. Here to paint the shit I write is deeper than most. But some just listen to the scheme of the flows. Others don't believe me when I say I reach for the goats. I guess they gonna see when it blows. Man, I ain't worried, no hurry to the top, cause it's quicker to fall. Some flourish and they stop, never give it they all. Some earn a little guap and wanna spend it to ball. Without investing in the pot, you ain't getting too far. Man, I remember when I never knew the shit that I know now. Also remember certain people telling me slow down, but I ain't paying no attention to none of those clowns. And now when I do something, they wanna know how I did it. My style terrific, I could switch it and sound explicit, or run it 100 miles a minute, bitch, I'm bound to get it. No question about it, I'll put them out of business and have them stressing about it. Don't ask me how I'm living.